Welcome to another episode of Pink Sock Podcast. I am your host with the most, Mike Usnick, and I am being joined by my heterosexual life partner, Tony Matai. How you doing, brother?
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Oh, not a whole lot. I'm just chilling. I'd like to say hi to everyone in the chat room. Thank you all for joining. Let's just bring up a couple of their comments. Hi, Hannah. Cath is in there too. There's Cath. We've got Jacob. Hi, Jacob. And we've got Amy. And we also got Gloria. Anyone that I've missed? Well, we've also got Funky in the chat too. She missed last week, but here she is now. And also, before we bring on our guest, I would like to get a couple things out of the way. You guys can become an official Patreon by visiting www.patreon.com/official Mike Usnick. You can get the $1 tier, which will give you a shout out on our show for being a loyal Pink Sockateer and joining the Pink Sock Party. That's a new thing I kind of started, a Pink Sock Party. Would you join one, Tony? Would you join a Pink Sock Party? Get your pink socks out?
Maybe, depending on what day of the week it is.
And while we are talking about shout outs, we'd like to give a shout out to our loyal Pink Sockateer Garak. You can follow him on Instagram at Garak_1985.
Yeah, I used his character in Mortal Kombat the other day. It's pretty good.
Garak. And he has like the forearms. You can get the $5 Pink Sockateer package, which gives you a shout out from us. You get a personally typed out thank you letter, and you get first dibs on selected topics and questions for our guests. You can also get the $10 package, which gives you pretty much the same stuff, except you get VIP access to the backstage area, and you get to be on the show with one of our guests. You also get to talk with us one-on-one, privately. Today, we are being joined by Ashley Grant of the Stereotypes, crazy mofo. He shaved for us. We're not going to tell you which body part, but he shaved for us. And before we bring him on, he wanted us to premiere a never before heard song. This is the first. You ready? Is it going to tickle? Is it going to tickle your taint? Are you going to enjoy the little ball cleansing he's going to give you?
I like
all right.
Music.
All right, let's get some punk under the way. This song is called Goodbye Cruel World by the Stereotypes.
Nice Megadeth.
Yesterday was a different story. Stand up tall, now it's kept our glory. Don't leave me hanging on the line. I said goodbye, cruel world, goodbye, cruel world. I always knew deep down inside that this was just a ride. I said goodbye, cruel world, goodbye, cruel world. Everything appealed, but nothing left to hide. It's been so nice knowing you. It's been so nice knowing you. Yes, it's been so nice. It's been so nice.
Without further ado, here is the one, the only, Mr. Ashley Grant, look at that face. Look at him. He's not even lagging today. He's not even
No
lagging. Look at
lag.
him.
No
That's-
lag.
No
you-
lag.
It's
and he's
been
all the
so
way across
nice
the
knowing
pond.
you.
we got Pink
Hello.
Sock too.
Thank you, Funky. Thank you, Funky. There'll be plenty more coming along soon. We're doing the new album, but I'll tell you about that in a while. Yeah, that's our song, Goodbye Cruel World. It'll be the last song on the album. The album is called Forward, but I'll tell you a little bit more about that later too. And that song is written by our bassist, guitarist, and pianist, James Harrison. And he wrote it about a positive future, Goodbye Cruel World. So the next world's going to be really good. However, the way I sing it is a bit more like a death song, like Goodbye Cruel World, fuck you, I've had enough. So, hey, you know, you can take it whichever way you want. But anyway, hello, Mike. Hello, Tony. Good to
How's
be
it going?
back.
Welcome
Yeah, it's
back.
going well. It's going well.
great to
It's
have
going
you.
well.
Was Goodbye Cruel World written before COVID?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Yeah. It was written before COVID. You know, and as we know with the Stereotypes, we do something and then everything goes wrong. So obviously it's down to us. Sorry.
When this ends, this whole COVID thing ends, you should do a show where you sing Goodbye COVID World.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting. That's interesting because today live music venues open again. So yeah, we can go and play it, and it's quite exciting to be able to play live again. I'm overexcited about my big announcement, so I'm gonna say it.
Make that announcement.
Have you got a little strap line that comes up on screen that says "big announcement"?
I can do this.
That will do. That will do. Yes, that's exactly right. Well, you've just heard a Pink Sock exclusive track that no one's ever heard before, except for the Stereotypes, because they kind of playing on it. But what we're going to do is we've spoken to the record company and we've spoken to band members, and we are going to put the debut album out in October. Now, it is a Pink Sock exclusive because the interest that came from doing the appearance that I did a few weeks back, there's been such a sort of clamour to know when the album's coming out that we decided, well, now is the time. You know, COVID notwithstanding, now is the time to put the album out. The people are around that want to hear it. We want to get it out there. So we're looking for an October release, and I'll come back in about a month's time with more of my silly stories and give you an exact release date. But it's been 41 years in the making, so it better be good, really. I mean, you know, 41 years, and if it's rubbish, people are like, well, what the hell have you been doing for 41 years? But there we are, 41 years, and October. Watch this space. That's my big announcement.
Now is the time. Now is the time.
Jake's obviously a copy is going to wing its way over to you, and I hope you'll be dancing around your bedroom to it in the very near future.
And let's hope it doesn't take another 41 years for a second album.
We've got the songs, but you know, sort of the way things go with us, you just don't know what happened. I mean, we'll probably just put the album out and then spontaneously combust or something. Who knows? Struck by lightning.
You guys are the real life Spinal Tap. Like,
oh, totally. You know, drummers, they come, they go. Have I told you my Spinal Tap story?
Yes.
Have I did I?
Yeah.
Last week you did. Not last week, but the last time you were on. Yeah.
Which one?
Oh shit!
Oh, you got a bunch of them?
I forget which one.
Yeah, exactly.
Go ahead.
I met Viv Savage from Spinal Tap.
Yeah, that's the one you told. That's the one you told.
Yeah. So there we are. So so Stereotypes news is that we finished the album after 41 years. We're looking to put it out in October. It's going to have 12 tracks. There may be some others, but they might be secret, but we won't go into that. Hi, Cath. How you doing? How you doing, mate? Good to see you here. Thanks for coming.
How are they doing with the venues opening over there?
Oh, right. So, yeah, with venues, what that means is that we can do a launch party for the album, which is something we really, really want to do. We really want to play. So, as I've been told, venues are opening today, so we'll see how it goes. As you well know, with the lockdowns, they sort of come and go. So we're hoping that by the time we're ready to play live, that everywhere's still open, and okay, it'll be reduced capacity, but that's fine. That's fine. We don't mind that. We're quite happy with somewhere just being open so we can make a racket, and hopefully everyone has a good time all the time.
So have you seen the social distance concerts they've been doing? Like they have these rails, like the old 80s wrestling entrance rails, where they like have a rail around them and it fits like 5 people in a family and they're like separated.
Yeah, I've heard about that. There were going to be concerts where I am in Milton Keynes where there were painted squares where you could put a car and then you could stand outside the car and watch the show. But all of a sudden they've just cancelled them all. So have you seen any of these socially distanced shows, on YouTube or anything?
I've not seen them on YouTube, but I've seen pictures of them. It's weird because the way it's set up is it's like those handicap ramps they have at like festivals.
Yeah.
It's like a miniature. It's like a miniature one of those, and it's per family. But my thought is if people aren't wearing masks, because I know in a lot of places people are that way, they're just not doing what they're told. You're in a group anyway, you're all bundled up at the gate anyway, then what's the point of being socially distanced at the show?
This is the issue, isn't it? It's sort of if you're gonna do things where there's lots of people turning up, unless they're very responsible, then it's just going to be chaos. And the problems we've had in the UK with people going to the beach and just thousands and thousands turning up. Now, if one of them's infected, all of them are infected, and away we go. So I don't know, but I think people are getting very weary of not being able to sort of, go out and have fun, because I think that's what we all want to do.
Mm-hmm. People are getting antsy and they want it to happen now instead of like wait until it's better.
Well, a personal friend of yours, I believe, is doing a live show tonight, and I've done something especially for him. That's just for you, Ryan.
You got the Rockin' Roxie nail polish.
I have got the Rockin' Roxie nail polish, and I hope he has a great show tonight. Ryan Roxie fans, enjoy his show in Sweden if you're there. And no doubt we're going to see it on a future podcast, and maybe he'll talk about it soon on Pink Sock. Haha, there he is. There he is. I knew it was coming. I'm hiding. Hi, Roxie. I'm back again.
I had to bring it up since you brought him up. We do have Ryan Roxie on the show on the 29th. We're going to be talking about Pink Socks, Blue Waffles, and is he a guitar player? We might talk about guitar.
You got a guitar, didn't you, today?
I'm getting it right after this podcast. I'm getting it right after the podcast.
What, is somebody throwing it through the window or something?
Yes. No, I'm getting a Jackson.
Oh, okay.
Do you play guitar? I know you sing for the Stereotypes. Do you play guitar?
Yeah. I'm okay. I'm not that great. I've always been a sort of guitarist that
plays guitar to be able to sing, sort of accompany myself in case I've got no friends. So yeah, I'm okay. I can play guitar. I may. Thanks, Jackie.
You're getting a lot of love from the chat for your black nail polish.
Well, you know, if that's what the people want, if that's what you want, guys, then it's every time I appear on Pink Sock or, you know, go to the local shop, I'll wear it. That's not a problem. It can be done. It can get a lot worse than that. Trust me. I've had a very checkered past.
Did you paint them yourself, or did Cath paint them?
Yeah. No, I'm you know, I'm well versed in transvestite behavior, so you know, it's really not a problem.
So, speaking of transvestite behavior, do you like Rocky Horror Picture Show?
Oh yeah, fantastic film. I tell you what, I went and saw it at a cinema. I'm sure it was with Jacob, actually, Jacob Levy, who's been lurking about. And we didn't know that there was all these sort of like crazy fans, and we went to see it in the cinema. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's true. That's true.
Continue your story.
And so we went to the cinema, and everyone was dressed up as the characters, and everybody knew every single line and reacted to it. So somebody in the film would say something, and then the whole audience would react with something else. And we're just sitting there like, what the fuck is this? What the hell is going on? But yeah, it's a great film. It's a great film.
Did you go dressed up like Dr. Frankenfurter? Please tell me.
No. You see, I had no idea that people did this. I just thought, what the hell is this film? Everyone talks about it. I will go and see it. And we were the only ones that weren't dressed up, which is crazy.
It was like a Star Wars convention, but with people dressed up like transvestites.
Hey, Funky wants to know what's the story behind him being named Pink Sock 2.
Why are you Pink Sock 2 today?
Funky. What can I tell you? It's because it's the second time I've been on.
It's just going to keep adding every time he comes on. He's just going to have multiple pink socks.
Yeah, that's right. Multiple pink socks. Next time it's 3. Yes, definitely.
So you told me you have a story about James Brown, but you also told me you have an embarrassing cocaine story, but they're not connected, which is weird.
They are not connected. No, they're not connected. They're not connected at all. The embarrassing cocaine story is me, I'm afraid. But James Brown, okay, so here we go, the James Brown story, all 100% true. So I was asked to go and interview James Brown for Melody Maker back in the day, long time ago. And he was staying at the Dorchester Hotel in Park Lane in London, probably one of the poshest in the world. Anyway, I get there, go to reception, and they say you're in room 107 or what have you. So up I go, and there is one chair right at the back of this very, very large room. At the front of the room, there is a super long table. And as I come in with a security guard, he says, you sit in that chair, and off he goes. Okay, so I'm sitting in this chair for about 10 minutes. Absolutely nothing is happening. The first thing that happens is these 4 huge security guys walk in. I've never seen anyone so big in my life. And they sort of stand either side of this table. Next thing that happens is these 8 girls, I mean, really wearing nothing. I mean, basically naked, walk in, and the 4 of them stand each side. The next thing that happens is these 3 apparently lawyers, these little guys in suits walk in, and they sit down at the big table. And then after about another 10 minutes, and I'm sort of sitting there slightly embarrassed by all the sort of nudity, but mostly by the lawyers, being honest. And after about 10 minutes, in walks James Brown, doing this kind of thing, sits down, and says, ask me your questions. I ask him, about his life, about this, that, and the other. He answers them all. And then he says to one of the security guards something, and the security guard comes over and says to me, James would like to speak to you. I go up to James and he said, I just want to tell you, I love you. And I said, well, that's very nice. Thank you. That's really kind of you. And he said, yeah, I love you. And the reason I love you is they're the best questions I've ever been asked in my life. So I said to him, I bet you say that to all the journalists. And he burst out laughing. But what he did, he said, I'd like to give you a special autograph. So I said, all right. I gave him my notepad and he wrote on it that he loved me and that my questions were really good and that, he really enjoyed talking to me that day. But he said to me, look at what I've written. One of the ways that you know that something's been written by James Brown is what he does is he puts a G at the end of the word on top of the previous letter. For example, if the word was anything, above the N, he'd put the G. I've still got the notepad. I haven't got it with me. But, that was just the most bizarre and entertaining interview I'd ever done. That was a good day. That was a good day.
Cool.
Being told,
that's bizarre.
Yeah, it was cool. It was just a huge performance for me sitting on a chair. You know what I mean? It was great. It's great.
Did you ever see that James Brown interview? I don't know what he was under the influence of, but I thought you would have had a story similar to this because yours is fucking crazy. But this woman was interviewing him, and this was during the whole sexual assault allegations against him.
Yeah.
And the woman asked him about it, and he's like, I feel good. And he started naming all of his songs.
I knew that I would, yeah.
and they kept asking him questions, and he kept answering using song titles with a big grin on his face.
Oh, superb. That's exactly what you want. Yeah. Fantastic. Do you want my embarrassing cocaine story? Oh, hello, wait a minute. Ashley, you're not supposed to say thank you when someone says they love you.
I think you get a pass when it's another man telling you they love you.
No. Funky, what can I say? It doesn't happen to me very often. So, I got caught off guard.
Come on.
I know I'm supposed to say I love them too, but I thought that was too cheesy. But hey, if you tell me you love me, I will say thank you.
You should have just done a full-on Star Wars and been like, I know.
Absolutely. But the
embarrassing Coke story?
Oh dear. So there was there was a club that I used to go to at the start of the rave scene called Club Dog that became a big dog club, which became Mega Dog, and they used to put shows on at Brixton Academy, which my previous band Outeractive played. I used to go there all the time, and I was working for Melody Maker, so I did a big story on them. They put it on the front cover. We were really pushing it. Anyway, they were on the front cover, and they called me backstage when they had a rave on, and said, "You've got to come and say hi to everyone." So I did. And the embarrassing cocaine story, I'm afraid, is that the promoter, I'll say his name is Bob Dog, the promoter, said, "I've got something for you." And there was a black table, and he chopped out this line of cocaine that must have been, you can't see it, 2 foot long, something utterly
It's like an Ozzy Osbourne line.
Oh yeah. It was just the most ridiculous. I mean, it must have been at least 2 or 3 grams. I don't know. But anyway,
like a Scarface line.
Yeah, absolutely, Scarface line. So he said to me, "Go on then, that's your treat for getting us on the front cover." And I thought, is this a challenge? Am I being challenged? So yeah, I'm afraid I hoovered that up in double quick time. And the next thing that happened was they'd kind of set me up because there was a camera crew there from BBC News in the UK. And I snorted this fucking monster line. And the next thing that happens is I've got a camera and a microphone in my face. And they're asking me, so you're the guy that did the story about Megadog. What do you think about it? And my answer was, everyone was in hysterics. And yeah. So that was pretty embarrassing. But hey, as I always say, kids, don't do drugs. You'll just end up in that kind of situation. It's just not worth it, man. So I was made a royal tit of, basically. But hey, I had my fun.
That is a hilarious fucking story. All I pictured was you, like the guy Hunter S. Thompson, before that interview he did. He was like, and then the fucking clipboard.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
It was really, really, really bad. But yes, if we got stories, let me think. I'll give you a couple more, and then let's see if anyone's got any questions. The worst interview I ever did for Melody Maker. No, there were two, but one of them was fantastically bad. The other one was even worse. There's an actress who's very big in the UK called Josie Lawrence. She's a comedian, and I don't know why, but I was told by my editor, can you go and interview her? And I said, well, why? It's not really anything to do with music. And he said, no, we think that our readers would like to hear from her. So they sent me down to interview her with a photographer. She told the photographer to piss off after about 5 minutes and said that she didn't like the way that he was taking pictures. I thought, he's standing there with the camera. What other ways are there? So he got slung out, and then I started asking her questions, and she was just horrible. She was just, yes, no, why are you asking me that question? What are you trying to find out? And it was just awful, and she's a miserable cow. I don't know if she was just having a bad day, but that was awful. But worse than that was I interviewed this Dutch singer, a record company head office. I can't remember what her name was, something like Una or Stuna or something like that. And we sat down at a table. She was with her manager and record exec and all this stuff. And I started asking her questions, and she wouldn't answer them. And she just sat there in complete silence. So you imagine doing this interview now, you're asking me questions, and I'm just sitting here like this.
Well, I would have just walked away. I would have just been like, sorry, but that's it for the episode.
Oh, it's exactly what I did. I put up with it for about 10 minutes, and then I just said, no, that's it. I'm off.
You know what you should have done before that interview?
What's that? You got me. Oh dear. That's it. I've had it now, haven't I? Me and my big mouth again.
I've heard stories of Doyle doing really horrible interviews like that.
Oh yeah. One of my ex-girlfriends interviewed Doyle, and halfway through the interview, he's like, I'm just not used to shitty interviews. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, they're out there.
And then at the very end, he's like, normally I throw shitty interviewers down the steps, but I'll let you leave in peace. I'm like, what the fuck?
I mean, are you really going to argue with somebody who looks like they can eat babies? Because Doyle
depends what I done beforehand.
Jacked. Doyle from the Misfits is jacked.
Did you see who Doyle works out with?
No.
Kane Roberts.
Oh, well, yeah, that's Mr. Muscle, isn't it? That really is Mr. Muscle.
Do you know who Kane Roberts is, Tony?
Nope.
You know the guitarist of the late 80s for Alice Cooper that was really jacked?
Mm-hmm.
That's him.
Oh, all right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, he's known as Rambo.
yeah, Rambo. Yeah, he seems like a nice guy. Seems like a nice guy.
He is. It's just weird that he's friends with Doyle because Doyle can be a bit of a dick, but I guess opposites attract.
You do
Cath was asking
get
about him eating babies.
Mhm.
you do get them. I mean,
babies has got to get protein somewhere.
Tony's on one. He's on fire. He's on fire.
Dude, he plays guitars that are made out of big slabs of metal.
Yeah. Do you know why?
Because he's that big.
No,
He's gonna break
no,
a wooden
no,
one.
no. At shows, the reason why he stopped, he used to play his guitar, and he smacks it whenever he's playing. Like he actually punches his guitar, and he broke like 20 of them. So he made them out of metal. He made them out of metal.
He just snaps wooden ones like twigs, man.
What's that band that got in trouble for saying stuff about the Vegas shooting? Was it No FX?
No FX.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm.
He said something.
Yeah.
He said something along the lines of "Thank God it was at a country show" or something. Like
He
Yeah.
did. Yeah, he did. And
I was
they
like,
got all
man,
their
that's
sponsors went.
Yeah, he said that on stage.
I am.
Yeah.
But I do have a, shall we say, friend who the singer used to visit for, shall we say, sexual purposes, monetary sexual purposes. So another exclusive for Pink Sock.
Don't try to act innocent.
Oh no. Yeah. I'm not acting. Me act innocent. Come on. Why am I back on? Right. Do you want another story from back in the day?
Dude, I love your
You may
stories.
have heard.
Just keep going.
Yeah. All right. We'll have another one. We'll have the. Do you know who Jason Donovan is?
Name rings a bell, but I'm not too sure. I can't place him.
Do you know who Kylie Minogue is? Have you heard of Kylie Minogue?
Like I said, it rings a bell, dude.
This would be for our English viewers then.
Oh, that'll work.
I did. I mean, and it also shows you how the music business works.
Hi, Robbie.
Hey, Robbie. How you doing? How you doing, man? How you doing? Thanks for popping by. So Robbie will know who Jason Donovan and Kylie Minogue are. The story is, I came across a band called Dodgy, who, believe it or not, who I really liked, and I set up an interview with them. And we were somewhere in London, I think Ladbroke Grove, and we were just out in the street, just wandering around, having a chat. While we were chatting, this famous actor, Jason Donovan, who's a famous soap actor in Australia and the UK, came wandering over and just said, "Oh, what's going on here?" And we said, "Well, I'm interviewing this band for Melody Maker, you know," and they got very excited. And he said, "Well, I'll be in all the pictures." And what would have been like a tiny quarter-page interview became like 3 pages in the paper. And it totally launched them. And it just goes to show you how, you know, sometimes if things are meant to be, they're meant to be. And they were, you know, like, you know, with Nirvana, how that went. You know, it was that guy, Melody Maker Everett True, that started writing about them, and it pushed it. And, you know, it did make a difference back then. I mean, I'm not sure how, you know, media has changed so much. There wasn't really much else. If you were into alternative music, you know, 20 years ago, then Melody Maker and NME were the places that you would find out about new bands. So I don't know quite how it works now. I think it's all very much dissipated. Weren't they married or something? Kylie and Jason, I don't think so. I know Kylie went out with, have you heard of Michael Hutchence from In Excess, big Australian band?
I know In Excess. I just don't know the name, but I know the band.
Well, I don't. The singer hung himself. I don't know if it was after he'd been out with, well, obviously it had been after he'd been out with Kylie, but I don't know if it was, I don't think it was related. Yeah. So I don't think Jason and Kylie were married. We'll ask the Oracle for so no, Cath, who's lurking in the background, says no, they weren't married. I didn't think so. Sorry? Oh, they were married on the show. Oh, right. Danielle, they were married on the show. That's what happened.
I love those that don't know. Cath is in the background. All they hear is, "No, they're not."
Yeah. Oh God. Welcome to my world. Hey, it's like this all the time. I'll tell you. I mean, there's a cocaine link with Jason Donovan because he virtually killed himself doing that, which was a shame. Which is a shame. It's really nice. I mean, when I met him when we was doing this interview, he was really sweet, really nice, and then he just. I think his problems was that, which is quite strange.
Autoerotic. You mean
yeah.
jerking off with a noose around their neck?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Don't try that at home. Don't try. I mean, people say don't try that at home.
Well,
like,
you can.
Don't try. Yeah, but don't try that.
Don't try it at the grocery store either.
Exactly, or McDonald's or anything. Don't try it there either. Not just at home. Don't try it anywhere.
The only way you could get away with it is if you have a spotter.
Have a buddy standing next to you while you're joking yourself. How do you ask that?
You're not putting yourself forward for that kind of thing, are you, Tony?
No.
Because Ashley needs a spotter.
Hey, I need something. Oh dear. Do you want to see Cath?
Yes.
You want to see her?
Let's see the legendary Cath.
I'll tell you what. Before she comes on, shall I tell you how I met her? Because that's quite funny.
I don't know the story. How'd you meet?
It's all right. There's a pussy down here. Hold on.
Let me see your let me see your pussy.
No, I can't. She's run away. She's running. Alice.
That's the story of Mike's life.
It's all right. She'll be back.
That's the story of my life. The pussy always runs away.
Who the hell have you been dating? But anyway. Yeah, so how I met Cath. So I'm, as people know and may hate, an Arsenal supporter, and I used to go with my mates to watch the matches in a pub, football matches, soccer matches. And one day I was watching a match, and so I was just sitting on the floor, and I could hear this noise in the background going, "Ashtray, ashtray, ashtray." And it sounded a bit like Ashley. So I looked round, and she sort of bulked me out, stared at me, and just said to me, "Have you got an ashtray?" And I went like, "Well, yeah." And she said, "I'll sit down then." And she sat down next to me, and obviously smoked a fag, and we started talking, and yeah, I know. And then I was handed my life sentence 137 years ago. Anyway, I don't mean it, dear. Here she is. This is what
she doesn't tell you she
I'm
loves you.
I'm going. You're on.
We got a real guest on the show now.
Lag.
There she
I'm like
is.
3 or 4 minutes behind this conversation. The lag on my phone is terrible. Hello.
How do you put up with that? Why do you not tell him you love him? Why don't you?
I'm the world's worst wife. I'm so bad now.
You're over there.
Ash.
You're over there. I love you, and Ashley's like, "What do you want?"
Yeah, exactly. My ears just pricked up when he started talking about Vegas. That set me off.
So his hearing was, your guys' hearing was bad even back then when you met.
Yeah. I'm serious. I am blind as a bat. Okay. And I was walking past this pub, pouring with rain, 2 bags full of broccoli and cauliflowers. And just thought, oh, I could see my team on the TV, I think, and I'm squinting, and I just kind of picked my way through the crowd, and I got a cigarette in my hand because back then you could, and yeah, that's how we started talking. And then he was writing the gig guide for a magazine in the UK called NME, which English people will know. I don't know if you guys do, but he used to write the gig guide, and he's like, oh, do you want to come out with me next week? I've got free passes to go and see the Pet Shop Boys. I'm like, cheap date. But it was a good show. You know the Pet Shop Boys?
Yes.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
So that was the first
comments
date.
are killing me.
Funky, she's like, I love you so much. Like, thank you so much.
Be grateful for what you can get.
So what do you do for a living? I've not heard you talk about
Nothing.
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 Before nothing. What did you do?
Before nothing. Nobody does anything anymore. What are you talking about?
How far back do we have to go in time?
Quite a long way. Well, we went out to Spain 3 years ago. So we thought, we're just going to retire and relax and do nothing. But I got bored. I'm too got to be doing something. So then I started a voluntary job with the cats. Then I started another voluntary job with the cats. And then Ash came along to the first one and the second one. And then we found a voluntary job for a homeless charity. And we were testing electrical equipment in the homeless charity shop, which if you've ever seen me anywhere near screwdrivers and electrical stuff is a bad idea. It's not good. I think twice I blew the fuse box. So I thought it was best to just come back to the UK, really.
She breathes for a living, can access.
Oh God! So I don't know. We'll do something now. We're back. I don't know. We're back here, and who knows?
Do the band.
Yeah, you're doing the band. What the hell am I going to do? I can't sing. I can't exactly be a backing singer. Yeah, vlogging. Vlogging.
Hey,
we're going to start vlogging.
Robbie's in the chat. He can teach you how to play guitar, and you can play guitar.
Yeah, thanks for coming, Robbie. Thank you. No, you can't teach me to play the guitar. I defy anyone to teach me because of my finger. It can't be done. Do you know the story about my finger? That sounds wrong, doesn't it? Sorry.
Welcome to Pink Sock Podcast. Let me tell you the story about my
I just
finger.
have to say, it involves a finger and a pussy.
And a pussy.
Please.
Oh no! You see, I told you shouldn't have put me on. Come back.
Could you tell me the story about your finger and your pussy?
I could tell you all about my finger and my pussy. Ash, you should be looking at the chat because I can't see the chat on here.
Okay.
There's lots of lovely people saying lovely things. And Hannah is on the ball with all the stories about people being asphyxiated and hanging themselves and everything. Hannah knows everything. Everything. Oh, look, there she is.
Oops, sorry.
Jacob says, hold on, Jacob says.
Are the Stereotypes muse.
I'm the Stereotypes muse. Okay. Right. Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay. Okay. Anyway, back to my pussy and my finger. So, okay. I will never play the guitar. Okay. This finger is completely bent. Okay. It doesn't kind of straighten. And the reason is
before you continue,
yes.
Normally the finger and the pussy issue happens after you learn guitar. Continue.
You got musicians on here. Be careful. Okay, right.
She could play bass.
Hey, you could play bass. Bass players don't get laid. You don't have to.
Oh, poor Chuck.
He plays guitar.
Yeah, he does both, to be fair.
Hi, Hog and 2 Cent.
No, Hog and 2 Cent here. Oh my God, Mike, do you know who Hog and 2 Cent are?
Any relation
wow.
to any
We're not worthy.
We're not worthy.
We're not worthy. Listen, these guys vlog Vegas and they are mega stars. They are fabulous. If you have not been to Hog and 2 Cent on YouTube, go to their channel because they are fabulous at vlogging Vegas.
Subscribe to the channel. I will subscribe back, and we should do something. Maybe each other. I don't know.
Absolutely. Well, you know, I said to you, get some Vegas vloggers on here because they've got some amazing stories, and these guys are just they're incredible. We love them to pieces. Thank you so much for coming. Anyway, back to my pussy and my finger. Jeez.
You just said pussy and finger, and we got 5 more viewers.
Why am
Only
I
in
not surprised
America.
on Pink Sock?
Only in
Okay,
America.
so the horrible fact of the matter is, my cat Alice, who looks like an angel but is an absolute demon. Thank you, Hog and 2 Cent. She used to jump on top of the refrigerator, and then she used to put her paws on the door and kind of swing backwards and forwards. And I kept saying, well, don't do it, don't do it. One day she pushed it and her foot got caught in the door and she was screaming. So I grabbed her, and in her panic, she started gnawing at my hands. So I put her down. I'm screaming. Ash was in the shower, and I'm just screaming, come and help me. The cat's stuck in the door, and I don't know what to do. I put her on the floor, blood everywhere. I left it, and by the next day, I couldn't move my finger. And then by lunchtime, I couldn't move my wrist, and then I couldn't move my arm. And I went to work. I was working at a school. That's what I used to do. I was a teaching assistant for special needs kids. And they went to me, Miss, why aren't you moving your arm? Anyway, I went to the hospital, and I ended up there 3 days on a drip. And they said if I hadn't gone, they would have had to cut off my hand or probably my arm because she'd infected the tendon. So they had to slice open my hand, slice open my tendon, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, upshot is this finger is bent, and that's 3 years ago. So I'm never going to play the guitar. Robbie Miller, Ryan Roxie, you can't do it.
Actually, they can do it. You know how? Are you familiar with the guitarist Jerry Garcia?
I know of him. Grateful Dead? No.
Yeah.
Yes, Grateful Dead. This is him.
What the? Holy crap!
And that's the hand that he hits. That's the hand. Yeah, that's the hand he hits notes with. He got it hacked off with a hacksaw. Hacksaw, I think, is what happened.
Oh my god!
And
he's got permanent 1 in the pink and 2 in the stink hand.
Wow.
That was quick.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Look out! There's someone next to me with black nail varnish and a guitar. I should leave. I should leave.
The pink, 1 in the stink.
The other one with black nail varnish is in Sweden. It's not that one.
Hey, the band name's already taken.
Oh my god! Do you know what? I'm guessing that it's Hog that's typing that, not 2 Cent, because she's a lovely girl. But Hog, you got to watch him.
That sounds like a 007 movie, Pussy Finger.
Yeah.
It's one you want to see.
like a 007 porno parody from the 70s.
Yeah, it's a sequel of The Guy with the Golden Dong, ain't it?
Oh, no. Oh my
That's
god.
where Goldmember came from.
It's getting worse. It's getting worse.
The Austin Powers movies was designed to make fun of James Bond.
Oh yeah, I totally got that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Love those. Absolutely love those.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Yeah, baby. Someone's tuning up next to me. I don't know if is he going to give you a live performance? I don't know what's going on. Something's happening.
He told me he shaved.
He did, but he didn't tell you where. All I'm going to say is I didn't. No, I shouldn't have said that. Beauty salons have been closed here for a long time. You don't want to know.
You got cat scratch fever. That is true. You've never seen Jerry Garcia and Tony in the same room.
Oh, good point. Good point.
You know what sucks about that? He couldn't flip anybody off with that hand.
That's a crying shame. Because I thoroughly love doing that.
Oh my god! Listen, I'm going to go and put him back on. I'm going to disappear.
Okay.
I'm going to go and see what's going. I'm going to go and see what's going on in the chat. Thanks, guys. I'll see you later. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
I'm missing the chat.
You're 60s, Jerry Garcia.
I'll take that.
Blank screen.
You're
Blank
60.
screen.
You're 60s, Jerry
Blank
Garcia.
screen,
I'm
blank screen,
I'm the
blank
later
screen.
day.
Well, your dad with a
That
bloody
dude plays some
headphones,
really
woman.
cool looking
Good
guitar.
Lord.
Oh, we got Spinal Tap.
Hello.
I love watching you mess with your phone because it's like Spinal Tap. Like, how do you work this bloody thing?
Yeah, how'd you work this bloody thing? Yeah. Well, so as you've now spoken to Cath for a while, obviously I should tell you the story that I did in fact commit 4 or 5 murders about 20 years ago, and the sentence was I had to marry Cath. So there you are. Now you know. Now you know.
That's why you taught English to insane people. You were in there and you're trying to help them out.
I was in the prison. Now, I don't know if I can do this. I've had a request from my best friend, Jacob Levy. Everybody else is my best friend as well. He wants me to sing a song I wrote a million years ago. I'm not going to sing it all. I'll just sing the chorus if I can remember it. I'm very, very old, you know.
We're becoming David Letterman. We're getting live performances and shit. We're upping our game.
I'll just give him a bit.
I'm late, Jerry Garcia.
Yeah, Jerry Garcia. What is that about?
No. Ashley, what you missed was Jacob said that Tony is the 60s Jerry Garcia, and I'm the late Jerry Garcia.
Yeah. And, you know, Tony's better looking. Come on. All right, Tony. That's true.
Trying to keep up with the comments. Sorry.
I don't think Funky Almadina has got over the fact that when somebody told me that they love me, that I said thank you, and apparently she said that if Cath told me she loved me, then I'd say thank you. But Cath just wouldn't say that, you know. She just wouldn't say that.
What I think would happen was you'd be like, "What do you need?"
I'm in so much fucking trouble. It's all right with you guys. You can just piss off somewhere. I've got to stay here. Right, anyway.
Welcome back, Pink Sock.
Yeah, exactly. Cheers. All right, then. Just for Jacob and anybody else who wants to listen, I'm just going to play a bit of the chorus and sing a song I wrote a million years ago called Heaven Sent. Yeah, can you hear that?
Yeah, I can hear that.
Lucky you.
Oh, you forgot.
My love was heaven sent, heading for hell. I think the rules have been pushed when I fell. There you go, Jakes. Just for you, mate. Just for you.
He got his fix.
He got his fix. Yeah.
Was that the whole song, or was that just part of it?
Yeah. That's it. There isn't anything else in the song. It's just like that. And let me see if I'm in the mood. I think next time I'll rehearse a bit and I could sing some songs. That song that we played, "Goodbye Cruel World," that you played a little while ago. Yeah. I mean, I can prove that it's definitely me.
You mean this song?
Yesterday was a different story. Stand up tall, now it's death or glory. Don't leave me hanging on the line. I said goodbye, cruel world. Goodbye, cruel world. I always knew deep down inside that this was just a ride. I said goodbye, cruel world. Goodbye, cruel world. Everything empty, open, nothing left to hide. It's been so nice knowing you. It's been so nice knowing you. Yes, it's been so nice. It's been so nice.
So your wife says that she's actually singing on that track.
I'll definitely be listening to this song on November 3rd.
Since you said that you couldn't find your lead guitarist, who's playing lead for you guys?
Oh, you.
Oh shit!
Shit! Get that guitar thrown through the window. You're on. Well, guitarist stories. Yeah, the lead guitarist. Hold on. Hopefully, it won't be Crash Band. Right? Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. Thank you, Cath. Thank you. She does. Yeah. Well, the invisible guitarist. Last time I couldn't actually remember his name. He played on the first single back in 1979, and I was told today that, because I didn't know, his name was Chris Murray. I'd forgotten, but we've got no idea if he's dead or alive. We've never seen him again. We just haven't got a clue. And we did have a new lead guitarist in, but there's been a bit of sad news with that, but I won't go into that. It's very recent. So we may well play as a 4-piece, although we are likely to get our original guitarist John back on stage. Unfortunately, he's a little bit disabled, but he can do, aren't we all? But yeah, we should be able to get him. The album is going to be called Forward, and if you separate the two words, it describes what the album is, what the meaning behind that is, which is for Ward, which is for John Ward, because he was the guy that originally put the band back together. He was the absolutely exclusive. Nobody apart from me and James knows this, and Dizzy from the record company. But yeah, I just came up with the idea of calling them Forward, as it's been like 41 years since we put something out, and also for Ward, if you separate the two words, because it was John's band. He put us back together when we were all at school, and somehow managed to find me and asked me to be the singer. I was, I think, a year younger than everybody else in the band. And they all support West Ham and I support Arsenal, but they let me in anyway. And yeah, it's been very up and down over the last few years since we got back together. However, the last that we're aware of, we said, well, look, if we do live shows, do you want to come up and do some songs with us? Or, I mean, that really is, God, that really is pure Spinal Tap, isn't it? It's Nigel Tufnell or whatever coming back up to play, on Sex Farm or whatever it is. But yeah, basically, that's what we're looking to do. My plan is that I would like to play with some of the original bands that I saw back in the day. Like Stiff Little Fingers, the Lurkers are still out there, 999, the Damned, which, as you know, Cath used to, Cath's band, the Damned, which she sings for, and
it sounds just like it.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Just for you, here's a love song. But what we're looking at doing is some smaller shows, like an album launch, but then looking at supporting some bands. And my story with punk is, yeah, she does go for the Using It look nowadays. Yeah, that's right. I don't know, you try and tell a story, these people, I don't know.
Because your favorite band?
My favourite band is the Kanak. Anyway, it's another story. So when I was 13, I used to sneak out of my parents' house at night, and I used to get the tube train that we have running in London, the sort of metro, up to central London, and I used to sneak into gigs. And because I was so young, I shouldn't have been allowed in, but the bouncers used to let me in. They all knew my face. And I saw bands like the Undertones, Boomtown Rats, or the Sex Pistols, and I used to sneak into all the concerts, and that's how I got into the music. I was a right little sod, I suppose. But yeah, I mean, that's by 79, when the Stereotypes were putting out their first and only single at that time, I was pretty involved with the whole punk scene, and used to get chucked out of school for dyeing my hair green, which I still do.
You should go for the Using hair.
Well, do you know what? I could. I tell you what, with my hair, it's like yours. It's pure afro. If I let it grow, it is just pure afro. But there will be one day, who knows when that day is, but there will be one day where the sheer weight of the hair will put it down dead straight. So I'll go to bed and I look like Shaft with the biggest afro you've ever seen. I wake up next day, super long straight hair.
Weird Al Yankovic. That's
Exactly.
People always say they want long hair until it's humid outside.
It sucks.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
awful.
Well, I don't know. Cath's right there. What's she got to say? What do you say about that?
So I'm just looking at what Jacob's saying about you were the first kid in the school who dyed it at 15, punk style.
Yeah, I was the first kid at school that dyed my hair. I think it was orange, and I was expelled. Hooray!
And you saw the undertones.
I saw the undertones at the marquee. You are quite right, Jacob.
So
And,
you were
they were very good.
you were going for the look before it was fashionable.
That's right. Oh yeah, I mean, I was a trailblazer all on my own, and everyone just looked at me and thought, "What a freak!"
You were way ahead. You were way ahead of your time. You even wore masks before it was popular.
Yeah,
That's not us. That's not the Stereotypes. I don't know who that is.
That's Hollywood Undead. That's Hollywood Undead. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we were way ahead with that.
You guys.
Yeah, Slipknot stole that from you, didn't they? The mask.
Yeah, they did. Except they made this weirder. So who's calling for a part 3 in the chat? Are you insane?
Kanak wants a part 3.
Oh, I'd love to Kanak a part.
Do it again like that. Do what again? Do this. Turn into the president.
I'll definitely be listening to that new song on November 3rd.
Yeah. Well, look. I mean, part 3. Oh, look, there's one. What should you cut? What are you doing? Yeah. I mean, Kanak. We will do part 3 because I'm going to have the actual release date of the album, where you can get it, all that kind of stuff. So there's no question about me doing a part 3. And I tell you what, the next time I come on, I'll come on with my acoustic guitar and do some acoustic versions of the Stereotypes and some requests if you like.
We love when
I'll manage to play badly.
We love when you come on our Pink Sock. We just
Oh, he's so rude. He's such a rude man.
Did you have any more stories for us today, brother?
Oh, I do. Can you see Cath in the background?
Yep.
Can you see her? Yeah. Oh well, can't win them all. Right. Yes. Stories. Here's she, Cath. What have you got?
I'm reading the chat.
Oh, you're reading the chat. Yay! Is that hot, Amy?
It's hot, Amy.
Yes.
Hey, I am honoured to. You are hot. You are hot. Definitely hot, Amy.
Hot
And
Amy
no
is hot,
parody.
and she's not to be confused for ugly Amy. I know a few of those.
Oh right. Yeah. Okay.
You probably did a few of those, Mike.
Shut up.
Guys. Buggers can't be choosers. You want more stories? Okay, more stories. Yeah, we done that one. 1981. Now that was a bizarre year, 1981. Lots of shit happened in the music scene. It was really, really strange. It had punk and you'd had like a sort of mod movement, a 60s movement that was kind of, just a bit of a rehash of what had happened before, but the clothes were nice. And then in 1981, things really, really started to change in the UK music scene. It started, I went to see a band called Kraftwerk. Have you heard of Kraftwerk?
Yeah, I've heard of Kraftwerk.
Yeah, the electronic band. They kind of started electronic music. And they did a show in 1981 in London at a theatre called the Lyceum. And what they did was they did the show. Yeah, okay, Jacob, I can do that.
That'll be next.
That'll be next. I went to see them and they did their show and they were fantastic. And what they did, there were 4 of them on stage, and they were standing by keyboards and, you know, it was drum machines, all that kind of stuff. And they went off stage, and there was a break for about 10 minutes, and they came back on. And after about 5 or 6 minutes, the audience kind of got a bit freaked. And then people started running for the exits, and it was almost a riot. What they actually did was they put 4 robots, animatronic robots of themselves on stage. And you know, it's 1981, this is like nearly 40 years ago. Everyone freaked out, was running out of the venue. I mean, it was incredible. So that was the first big thing in 1981. Then the next big thing that happened, there was a band here that were very big, sort of indie band called Joy Division. The lead singer,
Joy Division.
Yeah, the lead singer killed himself, and the rest of the band called themselves New Order. And the first show they did as New Order was in 1981. Possibly went to that with Jacob as it goes, and it was in Walthamstow in London. And they did the show and did the whole show with their backs to the audience. And people were chucking stuff at them and walking out, and they weren't happy at all because it was a bit rude. And then from my point of view, all this stuff was going on, but I went to a club in Soho in London called the Bat Cave, and that's where, for good or bad, the whole goth movement was started. The promoters of the club, there was a lady called Danielle Dax, there was Pete Murphy from Bauhaus, and they were all like kind of art students dressing up and doing whatever, and they started that whole goth movement, and Cath's never got over it. After all this time, she's still a bloody goth. But yeah, that was right at the beginning. So 1981 was a real sort of moment, you know, pivotal moment in
It's
music.
not a phase, Mom. It's not a phase.
And what other story have I got? Well, all right.
We have time for one more because I don't want to go over a certain time so that we can have more to talk about next time you're on.
Oh, okay.
But,
boring you, am I?
No, you're not. But I want to hear about.
Sorry, I'm joking.
I want to hear about the psychedelic club that you stumbled upon.
You just want to hear about drugs, Mike. That's all.
I love your drug stories. I love.
Okay, then. All right, then. How about a drug story that involves Cath?
Oh, yes.
As long as it's not a Bill Cosby rated story.
Not a Cosby story. No.
Let's see if I'm allowed to tell it. Am I allowed to tell the story? It was an accident. All right then, missus. Here we go. Now, much as I've taken the mickey out of her on this podcast, I do completely love Cath. She's sort of, you know, the light of my life.
Wait.
And
you actually said love and not thank you?
I was just about to say, if she said she loved me, Funky, I would say thank you. I'm not, you know, what can I say? I mean, you know, manners are free. That's why I use them all the time. Yeah, it was an accident. Yeah, Robbie. Yeah, it was an accident. Anyway, so we're in Las Vegas, as you are. And what happened was I'd gone to bed because I was smashed. And about 3 o'clock in the morning, I can hear this sort of creeping around going on. And Cath comes in and chucks a load of stuff on the bed and then, I don't know, passes out, whatever. I wake up and I'm like, what's this? And it's sort of a packet of cigarettes, some money, Krispy Kreme donuts, money, and a folded up piece of paper. You need some mantras. Look, you need to clean your chakras after this one, Mr. Cavadi. You need to clean your chakras.
Before you continue,
anyway,
that's a typical excuse.
Absolutely. So anyway, there's this bit of paper, and I said, "What's this?" And she said, "I don't know. I was chatting to this guy, at a machine. We were having a chat, and she said, have you got anything for my husband, blaming me, of course. I said, well, what is it? And I had a look at it. I thought, well, that's not anything I've seen before, and I've seen a lot. And I looked at it and I thought, well, okay, I'll give it a quick dab. I dabbed it and I said to her, if you ask me, that's crystal meth.
Oh,
and
shit.
she said, oh, right, great, crystal meth, fantastic. And I said, I don't think you really understand what crystal meth is. I said, well, look, I can't just go out and say to people, this is crystal meth without trying it. So I took a proper dab. And the next thing I know, I'm up for like 4 days, going to all the machines. Yeah, I won. And the pair of us are just.
I didn't know what it was.
Oh, that was great. That was great. But hey, I mean, that is. I've still got my teeth, so that means I didn't do it again. That is bad news. That stuff. But trust her. This is what it's like. But she's even though she's teetotal and doesn't do anything naughty at all. Nice one, Kanak. Don't forget to clean those chakras. She's just, whenever she goes to Vegas, they just seems to find all manner of things. So either go to Vegas or don't go to Vegas with her. That's probably the best way to look at it.
Cath is the only woman I know that accidentally does crystal meth.
Yeah, Your Honor, it was an accident. It's just not going to hold up, is it? It's just not going to hold up.
It was an accident, officer, I swear.
Yeah. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So how long have we got? Soluble aspirin. Yeah, that's right, Lynn. Yeah, absolutely.
We have enough time. We have enough time for one more story. I just don't want to go over the hour 30 mark, so that people can rewatch.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And look, I mean, I haven't even got started yet, guys. Do you want me to come back?
Yeah, well, you're welcome back. You're welcome back anytime. You can be a regular.
Fantastic.
If you want. I don't give a shit.
Oh yeah. I'll come back. As I say, I'm starting. What I'm gonna have to do with the Stereotypes album is because we've got a bit of time before it comes out. Me and James are going to go to a studio and just try mixing a few things just to see if we can make them, ping a bit more. So I'm going to start rehearsing tomorrow. So the next time I come on, I'll sing some songs for you. And Cath will do backing vocals. That would be great.
Both takeaways from today involves Cath, her pussy finger, and her accidentally doing crystal meth.
Yeah, I mean that's it. And you've got to have Cath on as well. We'll both come on. I mean, she's part of the story. I mean that's her, isn't it? She's on for like 2 minutes, and just the stories just blow me away, don't they?
I absolutely love you guys because you guys have the best stories I've ever fucking heard.
It's all true. It's all true. It all happens. I mean, what last one I tell you is for you guys, because I know you're into heavy rock. Have you heard of a band called Iron Maiden?
Oh fuck yeah!
I love that band.
Who the fuck hasn't heard of Iron Maiden?
Do you know what their original singer was called before Bruce Dickinson?
Yes.
Paul Di'Anno.
Yeah, Paul Di'Anno.
Paul Di'Anno.
Paul something.
He loosely managed a heavy rock band I was in when I was about 16, 17, so probably after the Stereotypes. I used to go to a heavy rock club, and Paul Di'Anno was the manager, and really, really, really nice guy.
That's awesome. That's a shame they got him out of the band.
It is a shame, but Bruce, I like Bruce's vocal style a little bit more for me.
Oh well, yeah, I mean, amazing. I've told you about him, how he got evicted from his flat for practicing all those high notes and screaming at the top of his voice, didn't I? Told you that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there we are.
That's why they call.
Oh God!
Can I just quickly say thank you to everyone who's calling for part 3 in the chat? Look. All you people that have tuned in, and said nice things and asked really, really sensible questions, because as you know, I'm not a sensible person at all.
Yeah, yeah, there is much more there, trust me. Yeah, it's just fantastic that you're watching it. And as I say, the Stereotypes album is coming out after 41 years because of Pink Sock, because of you people. So
I can't wait to hear the whole thing.
Come on.
I can't wait
Yeah,
to hear
it's good. It is good. It's you know, there's some great tracks, and yeah, next time I come on when we've actually got the physical product, I'll talk about some of the tracks, or you know, maybe get the other main guy James on. He can talk about you know, some of the lyrics he's written.
Oh yeah,
What's that? Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I mean, my main song on there is called "I Hate Work," so that's pretty self-explanatory, and I'll play that. I'll play that.
That's very appropriate too, with the whole COVID thing going on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you don't need me to hate it. It's just not there. It's just not there, is it? But yeah, I mean,
is it getting better for you guys over there?
Not really.
No?
What we've done, which is I don't know, we've shut the bye, Jacob.
I'm gonna give a shout out to Classics Explained, and then you can go ahead and finish your story. Sorry.
Yeah, go on.
That pop up. I just want to give a shout out to Classics Explained on YouTube, because he's been a great support and he respects us. Jacob, if you respect us, go give us a subscribe, a like, and a follow.
Yeah.
We have a group on Facebook. But sorry about interrupting you.
Mate. No. I've forgotten what I was saying now. There we are. Yeah, so what's happened here is that we've shut all the borders again, really, so no one can come in or go out. We are opening beauty parlors and casinos, which we said not our one, which Cath is very, very, very excited about. Yeah, it's sort of touch and go. How's it going over there?
It's getting way worse.
It's getting worse because nobody's still taking it seriously. They keep trying to implement the whole mask thing, but nobody listens.
Right. Yeah.
Like technically at my workplace, you have to wear a mask to go in, but nobody is enforcing that. There's a sign up, but legally we supposedly can't, but we can deny service to anyone. But it's at a corporate level. Corporate won't enforce it.
Walmart was requiring masks to be able to go in the store to shop, and now they backed off, and they're just like, well, you're supposed to, but if you don't, then we're not going to say anything, because there's been so many physical confrontations between people. It's just not. I don't know. It's getting bad.
Mm-hmm. I don't even go out in public unless I got to go to work.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, here, for example, we got because we've just moved over from Spain. We haven't got a car yet here, so we got the bus, and it's, you know, it was hi Vegas, baby. Yeah, watch it in catch up. It's brilliant. You'll learn so many new things.
We're becoming Vegas famous. We got all these Vegas.
Yeah. You're on the way. You're on the way. We'll drag you there, kicking and screaming. So yeah, we got on the bus, and they've got these huge signs, the sort of A3 size, you know, like big. Hey Roxie, hey Roxie. These big signs that says you are not allowed on this bus without a face covering.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole way up the bus, people are sitting next to those signs without face coverings. What are you going to do? You can't, you know, as Cath said, she wanted to have a go at them. She's quite sparky, as you may have noticed. And she said, well, I can't start a fight with everyone. So what do you do? What do you do?
It's crazy because people are using like fake science to back why they don't wear masks. Like they're like, well,
oh yeah,
it limits your breathing, when scientifically it's been proven that it doesn't.
Well, I mean, there's just, you know, there's just a matter, you know, if people don't want to do it, if they don't want to do it, then they're not going to. I don't know. They need to sort of vaccine out, don't they, or just give up? One of the two.
I don't think it's going to get better until they get the vaccine done.
No, No,
And
it's
then
not.
there's going to be
It's not.
there's going to be people refusing it because they think they're putting microchips in their body. But that's a conspiracy theory for a different day.
Hey, that's okay. We
Oh
don't need them.
God, yeah. The conspiracy theories. Dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Well, they keep
I won't
talking.
even go into that.
They keep talking that we might
Full
have
on Alex Jones mode.
They said we might have a vaccine by November, but it takes like a year to get one. So I don't trust it. And
They say
No,
that because there's an
no.
election coming. That's it.
right.
Yeah.
But if you guys liked the show, go give us a like and a subscribe. There's a little button that you can hit down there. And
Yeah.
Ashley's band is incredible. He is in the band The
Yes.
Stereotypes. You can hear
I
the
am.
song twice at the beginning. You are? I thought Cath was.
Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry, Cath.
You can go on Instagram. You can find them on all social media, right?
Yeah. We're on the most information you'll get is on Facebook, which is at UK Stereotypes, which is at capital U, little K, capital S, and then Stereotypes. At UK Stereotypes on Facebook. We are on that's more or less the K's little.
I don't think the I don't think the
it makes a difference.
I don't think it's
Casing makes
caps
a
lock.
difference.
Yeah, I don't think the
Yeah, well, whatever. Instagram, Twitter, and obviously we put stuff on as we do it. For many years, obviously, we were a mystery band because the single was, worth so much money because no one knew who we are. So we're still pretty mysterious, or you could say just lazy. But we do put stuff on there, and we'll announce the release date of the album on Detour Records. And we're looking at October. We'll choose a date. We're going to sort of pile through our archives and work out exactly when we formed or any particular dates in our history that are relevant so that we can tie it into the album release.
Once you get a release date, we can announce it here if you wanted.
Just do like a listening party.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, that'd be good. That'd be really good. Yeah. And you're not coming on next week, Tony, is that right?
Oh, he's here next week.
Yeah, next week I'll be here, but the week after with Ryan, I won't be here.
Oh, right, okay.
It sucks.
Also, if anyone has questions for Ryan on the 29th, I'm doing something special. I'm doing special for this show. Send me a video of you asking the question you want to ask, and I will show it on the screen during a fan section if Ryan has time.
That's a brilliant idea. Yeah, do that.
Because personally, I've seen a lot of Ryan interviews, and I don't really have my own questions. I just want to shoot the shit with him and pick his brain. Like I do with you.
Yeah, I mean, no, just like with me, wind him up and let him go. Has he given you any sort of, because he's in the Alice Cooper band, has he given you anything like you can't ask, or that kind of thing?
No,
or just go with it? Well, that's good.
I think he signed up for Pink Sock podcast knowing that you're gonna.
Yeah. Do you know we haven't, apart from Kathy's pussy finger story, we haven't really talked about sex at all.
No, but we did talk about some fucked up things.
We did talk about fucked up things, but next time I come on, let's say that.
We did mention that Jerry Garcia has a permanent 1 in the pink, 2 in the stink hand.
Yeah. That's right. There you go. We're getting there. All I will say to you is a very close relative of mine is a sex worker. So maybe I've got some stories for you.
Nice.
Oh,
The thing with this show, the whole goal of the show is I get tired of seeing the typical interview style shows. I just want one where you just bullshit with one another, maybe ask a couple questions and really pick the brain, because people don't want to go on a show and get asked the same shit they were just asked last week.
Especially if they're on a press tour. It's all the same regurgitated stuff over and over.
Like
there's no way they'd let me on a press tour. Oh my god!
They never let any of us on a press tour.
Yeah, no. Well, that's it. We're starting a revolution here. Absolutely.
If we ever make it like huge, the only show we would be on is probably Howard Stern. That's the only one that would take us.
Yeah. Well, look, you're moving in the right direction. You've got ideas. You've got stuff happening. Just keep it going. I'll help in whatever way I can. Cath's connected with a lot of people on social media, so we're gonna. Oh, here it is. We're gonna. Sorry, love. We're gonna push it as much as we can. Are you going to come and say goodbye? Because we've got to go. Because some nice men have to go and snort cocaine and smoke cannabis.
Eventually, I would. Eventually, no, I don't have crystal meth. Eventually, we might, if you have time. Eventually, we might just make you another co-host because we really love having you on.
Okay. Yeah. No, you've got to come. Oh.
What do you think, Tony?
Cath's getting a pussy out.
There's the evil monster cat that ripped my hand apart.
I thought whenever you said she has her pussy out, I'm like, oh, I know who the sex worker is.
You know who the what?
I know who the sex worker is. She has her pussy out.
Ah, yeah.
But yeah, go check out Ashley's band, the Stereotypes.
Stereotypes.
Did you want to say something before we go?
I'm good, man.
Did you want to say something, Ashley?
Yeah. I hate work. That's it, really.
That's it. That's the whole song.
No. Let me see. I hate work. Work's a bitch. Yeah, that'll do. We do it next time. We do the singing and playing off guitars and the like with our Ryan Roxie hand next time.
This is my next song, Lick My Love Pump.
Yeah, Lick My Love Pump. Lick My Love Pump. Absolutely. Yeah, Big Bottom. Yeah, Lick My Love Pump.
Thank you, guys.
That's going to be the next one.
Thank you for joining us today. I truly appreciate it. And like we said in this interview, we do have Ryan Roxie on the 29th.
Roxie, 29th. Come on.
Next week, me and Tony don't really have any topics to discuss. We're just going to talk about whatever's trending. And until next time, we will see you guys next time. And Ashley, we will bring you back. You will be back.
Oh, I'm coming back. There is no escape. There's no fire escape in hell.
Live long, rock hard. I love you all. And thank you for loving me.